All right, so friends, welcome to the Murders of Karlov Manor Bronze to Mythic Retrospective. Spoiler alert, we killed it! And tied for our fastest ever to Mythic in this set with only 17 drafts. And it was quite the run. Obviously a split run. Now to be fair, you want to put an asterisk on this one, you can. Because I did play in the Pro Tour in the middle of this, and since coming back, I've been Pro Tour ready for a draft format. I went through the first draft, through the second draft of the Pro Tour. So, sure, a little more better than usual, but still, I'm taking it, all right? 70% win rate. In the 17 drafts, we had 8 7-win runs, which is awesome. I think we only had one losing draft in the entire series. We'll go over that, obviously. We can see here our colors. We were multicolor green a lot. We can see here 4-color, 4-color again, 5-color. The 5-color decks, we had 2 Niv decks, and they were obviously a little more memey than good. But we can see here, 4-color decks are great. We had green-white, which I think is one of the best decks in the format. Blue-white, red-blue. It's funny, we're like light on stats here because we only did 17 drafts. We can see down here, some of the more black decks. We were just guy once. We didn't lose really ever. So it's not even good data because we just won so much, But that's our stats there. Let's go through and look at the whole series and see how it shook out for us. So first draft was a oh wait, is it counting these cards as colors too? It is. And witness. Okay, sure. So this deck was actually a blue-black deck that was splashing green for Doppelgang, which kind of honestly works. I think it's part of how you want to do blue-black in this format. Where you're blue-black and you're splashing for a rare maybe. It's like at Vaynipur also. So, this is what you want to do in your blue-black decks. You want to have a bomb or two to play 2. Doppelgang's a great one. I think this is a really good blue-black card. You splash it. You can be green-black also and splash it. This card's awesome. Phenomenally good rare. Pretty cool. Next deck was a Niv deck, and it was a meme, but went 4-3. That was pretty sweet. We had another Doppelgang deck here. We opened Doppelgang a lot early. This card's really, really good, obviously. This deck was more of a blue-green deck splashing black. Very, very common to splash into green decks. I think that both blue-black and green-black aren't very good in this format. But if you splash in a little bit with some blue and kind of figure out some splashes and just be a defensive deck with some rares, you can definitely do it for sure. Green-white, easy 7-2. I think all said and done, green-white is the best color pair for this set. Green-white's phenomenal. I think it's better than Boros's. The tricks in green are so good. The green-white cards are so good. Hide in plain sight. Buried in the garden. Even Nervous Gardener. The Sumo Center is phenomenal also. I think that best deck, if I had to play in a Pro Tour and I wanted to have the best version of a deck, I'd want the best green-white deck going in. So we got other blue-black deck. This again splashing for nothing actually. This is just off-color cards here, right? Yeah, so it's just a straight blue-black. Straight blue-black, Massacre Girl. We did go 7-2. I think the blue-black can be done, if you as a kind of controlling deck, of course, but it is a little iffy because black's kind of sketchy. But again, get some rares in there. The black rares come late because black's the worst color for sure, which is kind of nice. We had a Jeskai deck, which is basically just a Boros deck. Again, these are throwing them off here, but Boros deck, pretty good Boros deck. Aurelia only went 4-3 actually. We had double Helix. I think this deck has too many spells in it. Helix, Galvanize, Weapon, Arrival. You just need to have a lot of cheap creatures in these decks. And you're playing the Phantom, which is pretty bad. The Braggart's pretty bad. You need to have as many cheap creatures as possible to make the Boros decks work really, really well. And kind of lacking it there a little bit. So 7-2 with blue-white. Obviously just a good detective deck is pretty great. We had the Jace also. It's kind of actually a weird deck. We had Jace. We played the Conundrum. So kind of an odd, more controlling blue-white deck, but we also had good beats too, Inside Sources and Friends. We got another Doppelgang deck here. Again, card's great. Nice splashy deck with, Boros rare, a Gruul rare, a Doppelgang, a 2 Coveted Falcon. You get a lot of rares in your multicolor decks. There are a lot of rares in this set. Good way to play them. This is a, is it Grixis deck? Looks like, yeah, Grixis deck. Mostly just a blue-black deck splashing for Satchel, which is reasonable, honestly, because, again, you need some way to win. This deck didn't find a rare. It didn't find a Vaynipur or something, a big rare, so Satchel was the plan to win. Not great, honestly. Red-green deck, beatdowns, just, bite down on crime, and eavesdropper and friends, galvanize removal spells. Red-green's not great. I think Massmaker's also a card that's, pretty bad. You can play it, but, it's, it's kind of iffy, honestly. It's very good to play, but... We had a green-white deck here, but this was our one losing draft. I think his deck was actually awesome. We just ran... I'm sorry, wait, this is the Tolsimer deck. Yeah, this deck was kind of it was okay. We had 2 Tolsimers. We were lacking a lot of, like, the good kind of go-wide stuff. We had no inside sources, only 1 Tunnel Tipster. I think his deck was exactly okay. Didn't have many cards that made clues. Kind of just, like, flooded a little bit. And I think his deck is better than a 1-3, but, you know, it's got to happen somewhere. So, next deck was was black-green splash blue. So, again, in that Sultai sort of, like, range of, like, pick 2 colors, be defensive, have removal spells, and then just, like, splash some good stuff. Also in a Zoni deck, we had a 5-color, another Niv-Mizzet deck that went 4-3, pretty fun. We had double World Souls Rage, 2 Escape Tunnels. Pretty cool deck, honestly. Kind of a weird outlier, but shows you can do fun stuff in the format, which is really, really cool. A really, really good blue-red deck. Blue-red is an archetype that can be kind of hard to put together, but when it comes together, it can be an excellent deck, and this was that. We had Maverick Thopterist, we had the Satchel, Prof's Memories, an excellent rare, Torch the Witness, lots of ways to make clues, really good synergy deck, 7-2 was awesome. Today we started out with a Rakdos deck, which I think Rakdos is pretty bad in this format, but because we had a couple Homicide Investigators and a few good cheap rares like that and the Skeleton, it ended up being okay, not great, but okay. We had our last 2 decks are pretty cool. We had 2 kind of controlling 3-color decks in our last 2 decks. I know folks say this is a Boros format, this is a Selesnya format, it's a beatdown format. You can be successful with more defensive decks, so you just need to make sure you're drafting them right. So this deck was, Esper. We had a lot of good defensive cards, not on my watch. Sanctuary Wall, Long Goodbye, Agents, good blockers, good removal spells, like in Case File Auditor, big fan of this card. And then some rare Scripted Coat, and then Allquist to kind of work into, which is great. Had the really, really awesome Case File Auditor plus 5 enchantments, which is great too. Sweet. And then our last deck was a perfect defensive deck. Double Buried in the Garden, ramping into a Zoni, double Wrath of God with no witnesses and Deadly Cover-Up. Good removal spells, pretty good fixing, and we had the Case of a Locked Hothouse, which is also a very powerful card that can make the game go long, which we were able to do. So really, really cool deck, good defensive deck. 7 wins, and that's it. That's the whole series, folks. Only 17 drafts. Crushed it. Love it. Super happy about it. And again, I'll be doing more drafts as well. Again, more Mythic drafts, a Draft 6 the Wheel draft, maybe a Nicole draft for more content. Let me know what you want to see on the YouTubes. Like, comment, subscribe, support the content. I love you all. Thanks for watching and believing in me. We hit the under. We killed it, and I'm ready to roll. All right, like, comment, subscribe, do all the shit. Peace. I'm out.